In the last episode, we lost one and we drew one. Bit of bad form. And then we were facing the winter break. We're back this time. But intermittent games due to international breaks doesn't bode well. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 24 of Going Dutch as we try and turn around a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivise, in this case Waalwijk, as we try and return them to the top flight and leave them as an established side. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games as usual. It's Eredivise match day 19 and match day 20 as we start the second half of the season. We are at home to Sparta Rotterdam and then away to Excelsior in the Eredivisie. And as I said, we are intermittent games due to international breaks. Just had a 28-day break effectively because of the midwinter break. I might have said midsummer in the preamble, but I meant the midwinter break. Also, we are in the middle, as you'll see from the top here, 10th of January. We are in a transfer window, which hopefully means there is a little bit of transfer activity. We'll have a closer look at that in just a moment. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far. And also, you can follow everything that's going on this channel. This series, our other series, tutorial videos, shirt videos, all sorts of other videos. You can follow it all by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, we'll get into it because there's a lot to cover before we get into our first games of the episode. And I suppose the best place to start is being in the transfer window is transfers. In fact, we can do it from this screen. We have brought in one player so far this transfer, nobody going out. We've brought in a guy that's been on trial with us since the summer. We have brought him in now. He can play down that left side, and it was predominantly brought about because we were in sort of just recently with Drambev out and Latonda not playing particularly well. We were devoid of complete wing backs on that left side. He can play complete wing back, but he can also play up the right side and the left side. So he can play in these two attacking midfield roles, as you can see, inside forward on one side or inverted winger, whichever we want to do, inside forward on the other side. Can play up front. It's not his best position. Can play as an attacking midfielder as well. So he's quite versatile. He's got good crossing. He's good dribbling. And he's done well in a friendly game that we played in the winter break against Koblenz, and we'll have a look at that in just a moment. So he is the incoming. The other thing to look at is the injury thing. We have got Drambev back after his injury. Van der Beek is back after his injury, albeit he's on a yellow card very shortly. But we have two more injuries. Farouk Limuri is out for 2 to 4 weeks. He's going to use up most of the international break, I think. But I guess that's the good thing, is we do have a good international break. The biggest upset for me is that Tommy Setford, he's out for 6 days to 2 weeks. Again, we'll probably only miss him for one game there or thereabouts because, and that'll be the first game today, because of this international break stuff going on. But he's been performing very well. He's come back in, played a couple of games, and he's been very, very good. So, we will miss him today, I think. Let's have a look at what's been going on since you were last with us. As I said in the preamble, a 2-0 loss to Volendam. And then we had a 1-1 draw against AZ. Tough side at home. A capacity crowd. In fact, we've had 3 capacity crowds on the trot. And then we went away to the Kuiper to play Feyenoord. Lost 2-0 this one. The away day hoodoo continues. Jimenez, the scorer in both accounts. We held them off. We did really, really well for 54 minutes. And then Jimenez scored a penalty. And we're just going to see how the penalty came about. Wifer going down, crosses this ball in. And when he didn't, Stengs crosses it in. And wasn't too sure whether it was the goalkeeper who brought him down for a minute. And Jimenez went down in a pile, in a heap. A referee called VAR in to have a look at it. VAR did have a look at it. And it was Rekic who clattered Jimenez for the penalty. We'll show you the penalty now properly. Jimenez sending Setford the wrong way. Setford have been having a good game up to that point. And it was Jimenez again, 15 minutes later, that put the game to bed with his second goal. Belin Sewer through to Jimenez. Jimenez creates a bit of space across the face of Setford. And, 2-0 it was. They had 17 shots, 9 on target, 2.85. We had 9 shots, which against Feyenoord, it wasn't bad. Only 3 of them on target, though, and 0.93 on the XG. 52% of the possession, though. So the away day hoodoo continues. Then we play Koblenz in a friendly. Stefan van Doren opening the scoring on 61. Out to Van der Beek. Van der Beek through to Barnday, one of our trialists, and Van Doren putting that in the back of the net. 1-0. And it wasn't until about another 23 minutes after that, Van der Beek added a second and made it comfortable. Latonda with this cross in. He's headed down. Van der Beek catches it on the volley, or half volley, and puts a second away. And then just 5 minutes later, Bande, who's obviously after contract, put this one away. Gary out on that right side, crosses the ball in deep. Bande heads it across the goalkeeper, Schmidt, and into the side netting. And it was 3-0 win. Drambev is back, as I say. 12 shots, 4 on target. We scored 3 of the 4 on target, which was good. Koblenz had nothing, no shots, nothing on target. Very good, 60% of the possession. And as you'll see, Setford, again, a 7.5. So he's, as I said, he's doing very well. But Bande picking up a player of the match for that one. Having said all of that, of course, we did have a look at Peter, but I don't think we actually went into great detail with him, did we? You jumped about there for a minute. Peter, yes, here he is. We did have a look at his positioning, but he comes from Real Madrid B team. So he spent all his career in Spain. 28 appearances for the B team. 6 goals, 5 assists, 4 player of the matches, a 7.10. So I think he could be quite useful. Certainly in pre-season, he was very good. And as I said, that one game against Koblenz, he was quite good as well. So see how he gets on. Hopefully he will do the business for us. And also we'll have a look at the table as it stands going into this round of matches. One thing to mention is Utrecht and Emmen, who had games in hand, have used it. They've played one another and have used the games in hand up. So we're pretty even, Stevens. There was some games played on Saturday. I think there was one on Friday as well. So some of the teams have played 19, but the rest of them playing today. So the table looks like this going into today's round of matches, which will even it out at 19 games. Feyenoord, they are top on 45, 5 straight wins at the moment. Of course, that last one against us. PSV are in second on 43. Ajax are the big 3 then, are third on 42. FC Utrecht, the last European place, on 35. 7-point gap up to Ajax. Zwolle are just outside on goal difference in 5th. Sparta Rotterdam are 6th, our first opponents of the day. They are on 34 points. AZ are on 33. Waalwijk we are 8th on 30 points. And then down in the drop zone, Go Ahead Eagles are in that relegation playoff place on 16 points, just on goal difference. And it's quite a substantial goal difference over Heracles, Almelo, and Almere City are still bottom, just 6 points, 10 points adrift of both Go Ahead Eagles and Heracles at the bottom there. Right, that's how it stands going into today's game against Sparta Rotterdam. We played them earlier in the season and we lost to them 1-0 at their place, the Ket Hessel. Castile. It was Kitslano, the scorer. I remember him. He was a pain in the backside on 64 minutes that gave Sparta Rotterdam the win. We have beaten them at the in a friendly at the Mandermakers, albeit last time we were in the Eredivise, both games were draws, 1-1 and 2-2. Let's see if we can get a result today. And here we are, the team that will face Sparta Rotterdam in this one. And it's a game that hopefully we can go and win. Vassen returns to goal then due to the injury to Setford. Van der Beij, Martins Indy and Rossia are the defensive line. Latonda and Shrivers the complete wing backs, with Varro and Oaksonen in between them. Toure and Peter making his debut out on the right hand side are our wide players sat behind Castanarius. And I didn't tell you that Castanarius has actually been sold by the club that we've loaned him from. He's on loan, and I can't remember where he's on loan from now. Let's go and check. From Stuttgart. Stuttgart have sold him to Mainz, and he will go there. I thought he was going to go out in this window, and we were busy looking to see for a replacement. But the good news is he doesn't actually move until July, so he's with us for the rest of the season, which is good news. And the bench, making a debut on the bench, Van Morgenstyle as the reserve goalkeeper. Kongaloo, Oakley, Gari, Leveld, Lakessa, Hansen, Beaton, Simmons, Drambev, Lobinger, and Van Duren. Drambev, they reckon he can only play 45 minutes, so we thought we wouldn't start him. He will probably come on as the game goes on. And here we are back at the Mandermakers. Lost 2, drawn 1, won 2 of our last 5. And Sparta Rotterdam lost 3 of their last 5, won 2. So they're not in fantastic form, playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. They are 6th on 34 points. We are 8th on 30 points. First highlight, 4 minutes in. And Sparta Rotterdam on the ball, but they've given it away. Oaksonen wins it. Toure out wide. What's he going to do with this ball? Varro, who's already picked up a yellow card, I notice. Oaksonen cut the angle, and he's pulled it back to Castanarius. And Castanarius puts it away. I'm not sure it was 4 minutes or 5 minutes, but... sorry, 5 minutes or 6 minutes. But we're 1 up. And... continue the form we played against Koblenz. Varro, lovely ball into Oakenson. When he chested it down, the angle was cut, and it was, I'm not sure whether it's 5 or 6, but Castanaras gets us the lead. Long ball forward. Martins Indy is out there. He has a Rosier inside him. Oaksonen out wide to Shrivers. Shrivers now driving forward. Can he cross this ball? He can. Goalkeeper dies. Varro, it's taken a deflection. The goalkeeper is injured, and a question whether there's offside there somewhere. A referee's going to look at it. Castanarius was the player who may have been offside. It is disallowed. See it again, no doubt. The goalkeeper goes down. Shriver's standing out of the way. I think, is that Castanarius is there. He's in an offside position, and he's right in front of the goalkeeper. Going forward again, Latonda, Toure. Toure runs at the defence. Cross this ball in. Van der Beij, Varro. Shriver's gone out wide the other side now. Shriver's driving in. Goalkeeper's down again. And nothing comes of it this time. Toure looking for a way through. Defence doing a good job. Shrivers, Castanaris trying to get back to it. Oxnan was trying. Half-time has arrived and it remains 1-0 at half-time. But the interesting bit is they've had no shots, nothing on target. We've been in command so far. Kitlano has picked up a yellow card as well. 41% of the possession. We've had 10 shots, 4 of which are on target. Nearly 50%. 2.30. So we should be at least a second goal up. And 59% of the possession. More of the same in the second half will see us win. We have a corner now. 51 on the clock. It's Peter with the corner. Swings this in. The goalkeeper comes for it. It's headed away. Latonda, Peter, Derail. Derail has a shot. It's come back off the woodwork. And it goes for a corner. It's going to be a short one this time. Derail to take it. To Latonda. Latonda has Peter there. Peter back inside. It's flicked on. And it's gone. Assam punches this one. Oaksonen heads it on, but Castanarius can't get there. They are coming back at us a little bit now. And we've only got that 1-goal lead. Latonda tidying up to Vassen. Vassen. Oh, he's giving the ball away. And yeah, that was Vassen's mistake. A question of offside, though. And we might. No, it's been given. It's been given. Ooh, there's not much in it. And with 64 minutes on the clock, we're going to make one change at this juncture in time. Tijani Toure is coming off. Latonda's moved forward. Peter is as the complete. In fact, do we want to Latonda? Let's try Peter in that left side for a minute. And Beaton is the player that's come on in place of Toure. Peter moving over to the left. And as we go in search of a winning goal, should have put our chances away in the first half. That's our downfall. 76 on the clock. Latonda to Varro. Back to Latonda. Latonda, Varro. Varro keeps it in. Has Latonda there in support. Van der Beij out to Shrivers. Shrivers! What a drive that was. His first goal of the season. And I'll tell you what, we take a lead on 77 minutes. It was well worked. Varro, Latonda, Van der Beij saw Shrivers with nobody marking him. And he just teed it up. And with 77 minutes on the clock, having just scored that goal, got us back in front. We have taken off Patrick Varro, who is tiring, replaced him with Yasin Oakley, and we've also brought on Drambev, Oscar Drambev, and he's Alexander Drambev. That's who it is. We've brought him on, replaced Peter, who, having shuffled a little bit, still wasn't having. I think he needs to perhaps build up a little bit of fitness. So they are our changes as we look to secure a win. We've got 23 minutes to hang on. And we have a highlight from kickoff. Lebet gets us underway. Kitlano. But he's given that ball away. Oaksnan is out there. Oaksnan, he's been tackled and the ball given away. Oaksnan's trying to stay with him, but if he gets this ball in, we're in trouble. And they have the penalty. Of course. Just took the lead. Yeah. Kitlano and sends Vassen the wrong way to equalise for the second time. His fifth goal of the season. And we just can't seem to shake him off. They have a corner. Bakari. It's headed away by Martin Zindi, but not convincingly. Bakari has it again. It's in the area. Oh dear. And we're going to lose to Sparta Rotterdam. 3-2. Once again, not clearing our decks. That ball in, it was easy peasy. And Lebete scoring his second. Well, we had all of the first half. They had 4 shots, 4 on target in that second half. Came back into the game. 45% of the possession. We have 15 shots, 8 on target, 2.80. 55% of the possession. Vassen, that's why we're missing Setford. Vassen, I don't think he's up to it at all. Well, that's not the result we wanted. And you can see why Sparta Rotterdam were in 6th at the start of the game. Wow, really not the result we wanted. We should have won that game and closed it out. Looked convincing in that first half, just didn't take our chances realistically. And we paid a price for it. And when Shrivers got us a second on 77, I thought we were in the driving seat. But giving away a penalty immediately afterwards is not the way to hang on to a lead. So not only is it away day hoodoo, the old home hoodoo may be coming our way as well. Feyenoord are top on 48. They have won today 3-1 against our second opponents of the episode, Excelsior. PSV are in second on 46. They beat Volendam by 3-0. Ajax are in third. They didn't play today. I think they must have played previously. They are in third on 42. Zwolle, they did play today. They beat Emmen 3-2. They are in 4th on 38 points. Sparta Rotterdam move up to 5th after beating us on 37. FC Utrecht have dropped down. They would have dropped down anyway because I think they just played games earlier. FC Utrecht are 6th on 35. AZ are 7th on 34. There's a 4-point gap now down to us and a 5-point gap between us and Volendam below us. Then Emmen, Nijmegen, Sittard, Heerenveen, Excelsior, Vitesse, and then Go Ahead Eagles still in that playoff, relegation playoff place. And then Heracles, El Melo, and Elmel City. Elmel City must have had a draw against AZ, picked up another point, which is good for them. They now have 7 points and are only 9 points adrift of Go Ahead Eagles and Heracles. That's how it looks then as we go into this international break, the first of 2. We come back, as I say, it's very disjointed. We're going to come back for the game against Excelsior. We'll come back just ahead of that and give you any team news between now and then. So there's no real news between there. We are down to the day before the game, and it's a game against Excelsior. We have Knežević is ineligible. Rhine is ineligible. Lemuri is on his way back. Setford is back. I'm hoping that he's played a game with the under-18s as well. Last time out, we drew with them 0-0 at the Mandermakers. We have played them quite a few times in this series so far. Beaten them one extra time in the semi-final of the Dutch Cup. We beat them at our place 2-1 in the Keukenkampioen. And then the last time that we played in the Eredivise, we lost at their place 3-0, which is where we are today, and the away day hoodoo as well, beating them 3-1 at our place. So last time we played them at theirs in the Keukenkampioen, it was a 2-2 draw on that occasion. Lobinger and Lekessa, the scorers. Sanchez Fernandez and Al Sharir, the equalisers of that. We were 2 up in that game and threw it away, as I remember vaguely how it went. Let's hope we don't do the same today. And here is the side that faces Excelsior in this second game of the episode. It's Eredivise match day 20. And the team looks like this. Setford is in goal. Van der Boij, Martins Indy and Rosia are our defensive line. Latond and Shrivers are the wide players. Verro and Oaksonen are in between them two. Ture and Peter are the wide players. Castanaras is up front on the bench. Vassen, Congolo, Oakley, Gari, Leveld, Lakessa, Hansen, Beaton, Simmons, Drambev, Lobinger, and Van Duren. And here we are at Excelsior. They've won 3 of their last 5, lost 1 and drawn 1. So they're in a good bit of form, playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. Our form isn't so good. We've lost 3 of the last 5, only won 1 in the last 5. We are out of sorts. We are in 8th place on 30 points. Excelsior 15th on 17 points. Well, once again, we have a whole half with no highlights. Why? I don't know, because there's 4 shots, 1 on target. We've had 5 shots, 2 on target, 0.30, 60% of the possession. We've not seen any of those highlights. I'm not sure why. I just don't know. So, first half, it's been a bit of a mediocre nothing, really. And with 61 minutes on the clock, we do get a highlight. Derail, just to show that we are playing it. And it's come back off the woodwork. Not quite sure who that was headed it in, but it come back off the woodwork. Oaksonen is out there. Shrivers, it's still alive. It's Castanaras off the crossbar. And with nearly 66 minutes on the clock, we're making 2 changes. Castanaras having an unusually off day. He has come off, and Lobinger comes on for him, and we've taken off Latonda, who is also having a off day, and we've replaced him with Drambev. And with 78 minutes on the clock, making 1 more change, we have taken off Peter, and we've brought on William Beaton. Martin Zindi comes forward. Toure out to Drambev. Drambev, what's he going to do with this? Drambev just come on. He's crossed it into the area. It's cleared. Far as Van der Beek. Van der Beek chips this one in for Peter. Peter crossed it in. Lobinger. And he's offside. It's not going to count. It's not going to count. I'm not sure if it was Peter or Lobinger that was offside. Oh, VAR is checking it. It's been awarded. It is a goal. Tell it as it is. Van der Beek. Looked like these players here. Toure and Peter. Well, he might have just run himself back on side, actually. Peter got this ball. Chips it in. Lobinger gets the faintest of touches on it and puts it past Van Gessel. And like in the last match, we have a highlight from the restart. Oh dear. They've made a change. Oh, and Peter's in. Peter suddenly has got an inspiration. He's been tackled. Oaksonen tries to chip the goalkeeper, but Van Gessel is equal to it this time. And with 92 minutes on the clock, we're making our final 2 changes. Leveld has come on for Shrivers, who's tiring, and we've also taken off Oaksonen and replaced him with Emil Hansen. Van der Beek to Varro. Varro finds Rosier. Rosier goes out wide to Leveld, who's just come on. Beaton. Leveld back to Beaton. This is more like it. Why haven't we played like this? Lobinger couldn't get that on target. Why we haven't played like this for 80 odd minutes of the game, I really don't know. And it's all over. Not a pretty win. Lobinger getting the win on 79 minutes. And a win is a win in my book, any day of the week. It's Setford again, a 7.5. So didn't play particularly well in the under-18s when he given him a bit of game time. But he's certainly proved himself today. Lobinger, player of the match, on a 7.6. So that says a lot, doesn't it? And he's come on 67 minutes. The rest of the team not doing anything up until then. 11 shots, 5 on target, 1.98 and 59% of the possession. They had 10 shots, just 2 on target, 0.57 and 41% of the possession. At least we won. Well, after a topsy-turvy game, a game where we weren't really that impressive, it's a little bit disappointing. But there we go. We've got the result against Excelsior. And as it stands, we remain in 8th place. We're 2 points behind AZ, who are in 7th place. 3 points behind FC Utrecht, who are in 6th place on 36. And then a further 5 points. 5 points? 3 and 5 is 8. Hang on a minute. What did I say? 3. 2 points behind AZ. 3 points behind Utrecht. 4 points behind Sparta Rotterdam. That's better. And 8 points behind Zwolle, who are in the European places. To be honest, if I could finish in 5th, 6th or 7th, I would be more than happy. I think that's a good first season in the Eredivise, and then we need to push on next season and be looking to finish in one of these European places, and that would be rather splendid, possibly to finish the end of the series. Other results, quick roundup: Vitesse beating Heracles, Feyenoord beating Almere City 5-0, Volendam beating Emmen 2-1, Ajax beating Sittard by 2-1, PSV beating Sparta Rotterdam 3-0, and Utrecht and Heerenveen playing a 0-0 draw. That is how the episode has gone. At least we've got a win. First one for a little while after a little bit of a dodgy run we've had here, and we need to sort it out. We've not been on what I would call considered a considerable run this year, and maybe now is the time to do it. We're going to come back for Almere City and PSV. We want to try and see as many of these teams over the course of the season as is possible. So Almere City and PSV in the next episode, and then we'll be coming back for Emmen and Utrecht as we head down towards the end of the season, looking to see where we can finish, and we'll give you some of the big games as well as we go along the way. So Almere City, who are currently on the bottom of the table, and PSV, who are in 2nd place. An easy and a tough one, and the tough one is away from home, and we know what our away form is like. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes Going Dutch and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. New episodes of Going Dutch released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is follow me on X at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 25. It's out on Monday. Till then, goodbye. Have a great weekend.